in 2020 you have the same population and the same ratio, you have to add that many number of subscribers. Then on the broadband from a 13 or a 14 million number which you have today, you go to 600 million, bandwidth on demand. So there is a huge scope. But do you think we should reinvent the whole wheel of trying to make the switches and everything which are already existing, which are technology is there, coming from the worldwide globals like Ericsson or Nokia, Siemens. So we should invest in innovative products where the end subscriber device, like your tablet you said, or the laptop, or the PC, or your smartphones, or you'll have other devices which will come in. So we should invest in that where you have the numbers to go, and it should be more on the software driven front because that is where we have our strength. So today if you look at Cisco's or any one of these major manufacturers, if you look at them, I think at least 50% of their R&D or their software development, embedded software development happens in India. It happens out of Bangalore or Chennai or Noida and is exported back to the US or Europe for manufacturing. Or it goes back to China finally via US, Europe, where the final product is made and sent. So yes, manufacturing, good business, but we'll have to look at innovative products. We can't get into the product line which is existing today because the margins in that don't exist any further because it's become a commodity. That's where I would like to hand over to you back.
Sure. Thank you. So, Prashant, right, he has a very exciting business to be in. How many of you here don't have a cell phone? Do you know anyone who doesn't have a cell phone? Maybe. There'll be, if you search really hard, you'll find somebody. And Prashant is in the exciting business of actually making cell phones. How do you get there? I mean, it seems like the dream of manufacturing, the dream of innovation, a business which is guaranteed volumes, right? Because we have a billion and a number of people, and China has a billion and a number of people. And how did you get into that space? And what are some of the challenges you see sitting out of India? Are you focused on innovation? Or are you focused on manufacturing? What's your view on it?
First of all, good afternoon, everyone. It seems it's an interesting discussion, basically. Let me talk about manufacturing first, the activity that has a huge amount of potential when it comes to India. I'll get back to your point, Siva, which comes to the manufacturing of mobile handsets in India. Basically, there is a huge potential there. As Patrick said, whether we are talking about just assembling mobile handsets in India or just assembling tabs in India or assembling some computer peripherals or in India is the basic question that we have here. And if we really have to promote manufacturing in India, it is going to be a monumental task when it comes to the government policies, when it comes to the National Telecom Policy 2011 we're talking about. It's really going to be a monumental task, and there is a lot there needed to be done on various fronts. When it comes to manufacturing of handsets, I'll tell you, there are some companies there who are making handsets here. Basically, they are just assembling handsets, I would say, because the manufacturing should start with the manufacturing of chipsets. If you look at the mobile phones, the GSM chipsets or the CDMA chipsets, the 2G, 3G technology, whatever technologies are there, the Bluetooth chipsets, the FM chipsets. So when it comes to chipsets, there is a huge potential there. So overall, if I look at the potential, the telecom manufacturing and the IT products are concerned, it is probably to the tune of 25 to 30 billion dollars. So which would be probably almost 6 to 7% of the India GDP. Because of the recent depreciation of rupee, we already come out of the $1 trillion club. So we should really focus on the manufacturing. To do that, what is required to be done is to look at it holistically, how the whole product is actually made. When it comes to mobile phones, as Siva mentioned in his presentation, that this is an open world. The software, the hardware, the platform, everything is getting commoditized. And that's a good news for the consumers. That's a good news for India, because India is a market having plenty of consumers. So what is basically required to succeed as a manufacturer in India is something which is extremely important. So there are various factors there, like the ecosystem, which Patrick spoke about. So the ecosystem involves everything, the expertise is also extremely important. I'm really surprised and shocked to know that they started making some product with the help of Flextronics in Chennai and it failed. When it comes to mobile phones, it starts with the ID. It starts with the ID is industrial design. It starts with the mechanical design. And as he said, it starts with the user interface. So there are hardly any companies there which are into industrial design, which are into mechanical design, or which are into user interface development. So the government has to do a lot when it comes to the education, when it comes to the various courses. In fact, MIT also can contribute in a very great way, or the various institutes which are there in and around Pune can contribute in a great way when it comes to the development of talent, which is really required to make a complete product, which is not only hardware or software, but in totality we need to look at the manufacturing. And the major hurdle for us today, as Anurag mentioned, or even Patrick spoke about, the sustainability when it comes to manufacturing. When we start manufacturing, if we just have a national mindset, it will not work. We need to have a global mindset so that the cost of development can be amortized